Hey there, comic book fans. I am back from the comic shop this week, and I got, what did I get? 7 new comics, a number 1, and I was shorted on Manifest Destiny because I knew I was missing something, but when I got home I looked it up. I was like, they must have been shorted on Manifest Destiny, but I got Hillbilly number 3, which I was shorted on a couple of weeks ago when it came out. The flesh-eating witch child of Hoodoo Ridge. Lots of witches in this one that are hillbilly kills. More Eric Powell stuff. I've enjoyed it. The first 2 issues. Right, this is number 3, right? Yes, this is number. All of a sudden, I couldn't remember if there was 2 or 3 out. Good stuff. If you like Eric Powell's work, he did The Goon, he did Big Man Plans, he's done some other stuff. He's got this nice sort of, I don't know what Will Eisner-ish style. He also did some monster books for Marvel a few years ago. In those, Legion of Monsters stuff. I've got some collected editions with his work in it. And I remember finding them cheap. There were reprints of 50s and 60s Marvel monster books, plus new monster stories by Eric Powell and some other people. But anyway, Hillbilly number 3, good stuff. And next we have for you Usagi Yojimbo, issue 158, The Fate of the Elders, part 1 of 1. So we got another done in 1 for Usagi. We just had a 3-parter. Love that Stan Sakai artwork. Look at those just weird characters standing around. They look shady to me. It's an old standby of mine, Usagi. Let's see who did the back cover. Well, that's a different sort of back cover. Do we have I don't see a signature on it. Oh, there's some sort of signature down there. M-I-M. Nice back cover. Usagi's always good. Stan Sakai's a master storyteller. Will get us a nice tale of ancient Japan with its samurais and ronins, and we had a Spaniard in it for the first time this year too. So I guess I don't know what year this is supposed to take place. The 1600s? Good question. I'll have to look that up one time. But anyway, Usagi is always good. 158 issues in this volume. I think there's 230 something in all the volumes. Grab some of it. And here we have Rumble, issue number 15. Arcudi, Harron, and Stewart. We continue our big fight we have between our hero. There's the big guy with the mace back there. Is that him? I can't even tell here. We have our hero in the scarecrow body, and his old body, his old immortal body, he's trying to get back, which someone else inhabits at the moment. There's his old immortal body, I believe, which someone else inhabits at the moment. So he's trying to keep his old immortal body well, but meanwhile his old immortal body's heart is gone. And then we've got our humans hanging out. Oh, there's one of our humans who has some sort of... Oh, they're trying to cast some sort of spell because one of our humans, I think the main character's, I think it's his... I don't know if it's his girlfriend or just the girl he likes, has some sort of witchy powers that she inherited that she really doesn't know anything about. She didn't know anything about these crazy immortal monsters that lived among us all these years. Look at all those eyes. So we'll see where this issue leads us. Besides another, a continuation of the big fight. The big fight's been fun. Rumble's been a good book since the beginning. It was one of those that started out when you didn't know what was going on, but it caught you up within, the first story arc, and I've been enjoying it ever since. So check out Rumble. And here we go. Department H, Murder, 6 Miles Deep. Matt Kint, Charlene Kint. Get us a wrapper for... First we have her there in her underwater craft that's looking pretty shaky there as it's cracking and leaking, and then we flip around to the wraparound cover and we see the octopus or whatever it is, this giant tentacle hanging out there. So looks like there's in trouble. This is started out as a locked room murder, turned into a disaster film. Now Now it might be going into the survival horror sort of thing, because she's trying to figure out who killed her dad on this underwater science lab that's at the bottom of the ocean that's got all sorts of crazy stuff, and they've made crazy discoveries, and her father got murdered down there, and it's one of the people who works in this lab. Some of them are going crazy now, the lab's falling apart, someone's sabotaging stuff. She doesn't know what's what, but she's figuring it out. What is this? This is issue 7. Look, they put the 7s all around there like they're elevation markers. I think this one's going about 24 issues or something, they said. His Mind Management went 36 issues or so, and that was really good stuff. And Department H has been good, too. Check it out. And now we have Dark Horse Presents, issue number 27. Looks like this time we get a wraparound Jeff Darrow Shaolin monk cover. Let me see if I can actually open this, because it's not square bound. There we go. I had to find the center of it, which, since it's a stiff cardstock cover, wasn't easy. But there we go. I think that's our Shaolin monk fighting all these zombie skeleton dead things and a giant cat. And skeletons driving a French car or something. But anyway, nice, interesting Jeff Darrow cover. Who do we have here? Murder Society. Oh, some more Finder by Carla Speed McNeil. That's my favorite, as I've said. Brooklyn Blood continues. The Brooklyn police detective story. Let's see what else we have here. Who is this? The Black Sinister. Okay, that's one that started last issue. There's our Carla Speed McNeil Finder. Always my favorite in whatever issue Dark Horse Presents you got. Brooklyn Blood. The continuation. I think we should have a Tarzan in here too. This must be our Tarzan. Yeah, Once and Future. It's actually a post-apocalyptic Tarzan story. So that took a while to get started, but it's kind of interesting. Now they're trying to sail to Africa, I think. Their story started out in England. Now they're sailing to Africa. It's a pretty long story, this Tarzan one. I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. I don't think that's Tarzan. We moved on to another story, but you get the gist. There's lots of different things in Dark Horse Presents. Lots of different stories. Like I said, you can't expect to like everything equally in an anthology book, but as long as I like enough of the stories, I enjoy it, because I enjoy the variety of any anthology. And this is one I've been getting for ages. We're on volume 3. And here we have The Beauty, issue number 11. Jeremy Hawn. Hey, it looks like they obliterated the penciler's name. Let's look inside. We got to get you his name. Or whoever it's. The story is by Hawn and Hurley. The art is by Stephen Green. The color by John Braunch. Phonographics, lettering, and design. And Joel Enos, editor. But I think this is the last part of the story where, look at that. Looks like her beauty is cracking. Guess that's symbolic. The beauty is an STD which humans caught. And there didn't seem to be any side effects except like you'd get feverish, but you'd turn beautiful. It would transform you into a beautiful, so people wanted to catch it. 3 or 4 years later, it turns out it sets you on fire and you die. So that was what the first story arc was about. Then there was a couple of done-in-ones about people with the beauty. Now we've got a kind of criminal story where it was about these criminals who caught, and it was kind of slice-of-life crime comic rather than having anything to do with the beauty itself, affecting them. It's not like they were looking for a cure or anything or knew anything specific about the beauty. I think one of the people happened to have caught it, and there was then they joined a crime family, and it's a story of crime. So I've been enjoying this story arc a lot, and it concludes here. We'll have to see where it goes next. And the final comic I got this week is magazine size, and it was a surprise to me. It's Love and Rockets number 1. I believe this is Love and Rockets volume 4, number 1. I haven't read any Love and Rockets in a while. That's the Beto cover. Gilbert Hernandez, and this is the Jaime Hernandez cover. They do completely separate stories in Love and Rockets. Each brother does his own thing. And let's see, this is Jaime Hernandez. He usually has kind of the prettier, slicker artwork. And we'll flip back to Gilbert Beto's art. His art is not quite as pretty, but good. They're both really good storytellers. And though I like Jaime's art just to look at best, they're equally good to read. They're both such good storytellers. And let's see, I'm trying to remember the last time I read Love, because I was kind of late to Love and Rockets. I started collecting it probably in the late 80s, probably 87 or 88. It had already been around for a few years since then. It was magazine size to start out with. And then, I don't know, maybe 5-10 years ago, I sold all my magazine-sized Love and Rockets. Not that I had any of the early issues that were worth anything. Sold them all on eBay just because they were taking up a lot of room. I wasn't looking at them, and I wanted to get the hardcover collections of it, because these are all collected in hardcovers and trade paperbacks. Love and Rockets is. So I sold my original issues. Like I said, I didn't have any of the valuable ones. They sold on eBay for not very much money, but the guy who got them was thrilled to get them. Fritz, that's Beto. And I still haven't bought the Beto hardcover, but someday. Like I said, I think all the Love and Rockets stuff is in print all the time. And after that, they went to, I bought it, the volume 2 was comic book sized. I bought maybe 20 or 25, however long it ran, of that in the early 2000s. Then in the late 2000s to 2010s, it switched over to this manga-sized comic. And it would come out once every year or two. It was, a good thick couple of hundred pages, maybe 125 pages of manga stuff, but I never got into that one. It was kind of small and didn't come out often enough. I probably have 5 volumes of it. I don't know how many they put out, 6 or 7. But I don't even think I read the last 2, because it would come out once every year or two. It would take me months to track it down. I'd finally get it, and then it'd sit on my shelf. Because, like I said, it's not. I much prefer it at this size rather than the small manga size. So I'm glad it's back to this magazine size. I'd take it at comic book size too. So if you want to get into some Love and Rockets, they got a new volume coming out, or pick up one of the many trade paperbacks or complete editions or whatever you're on. Good comic, Love and Rockets. Finally, we'll give you a look at my background art. I still want to make some more art videos, but haven't yet. I've been saying that for 2 weeks now, and it's annoying me. But the first one is Evil Mermaid Monthly, issue number 1. She looks nice, but she's got teeth and tentacles, and she's evil. She must be. I think I showed that one off on Instagram. That's just why I've just been coming up with new fake comic book titles. I've got Evil Mermaid Monthly. What one did I just come up with today? Jeez, I can't even remember the name of it. But anyhow, I'll show you that one another time. This is my one where I take comic book covers and replace it with punk rockers. So we've got Punk Mazing Fantasy 15. The world may mock Norman Normal, the timid teenager. It will soon marvel at the awesome might of the spider punk. It just amuses me to take comic book covers and change the superhero theme into a super punk rock theme. Don't ask me why it amuses me so much. I was never even a punk rocker. But there's a couple of covers just to show you, and we'll catch you next time.